Greetings. I'm Logan, the G.I. Joe Gamer, and tonight we're going to be taking a look at two classic Joe takes. We're going to be taking a look at Shadow Tracker, and we're taking a look at Quick Kick. So, yeah, Ben just got caught on camera. Sorry, Ben. And we're just going to kick things off right now. We're going to go for it and make this happen. So I will see you in the chat, and let's watch a couple Joe takes.
I hear the dark whispers. Footsteps press the loam. Fear drifts on the wind. I hunt alone. Skink, 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 skink. No scream, no echo, just breath and blood. I wait in the shadow. I strike through the mud. The blade is my craft, the rifle my tool. Every range is...
Not sure what happened. Let me see if I can fast forward this a little bit. Hey, Cool Gamer, it's good to see you, bud. Let me see. And I am here tonight. I do not know where I'm hearing this from. Let's see. I'm getting some major feedback, so it's very weird. You may not be hearing it, but I am experiencing the show twice. I don't know how, so I'm going to put this on for you, and I'm going to try to figure this out.
I hear the dark whispers. Footsteps press the loam. Fear drifts on the wind. I hunt alone. Skink, 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 skink. No scream, no echo, just breath and blood. I wait in the shadow. I strike through the mud. The blade is my craft, the rifle my tool. Every range is mine, but I prefer the cruel. Whispers in the dark, signals in the leaves, patterns in motion, scents on the breeze. She thinks she's lost me, I'm right in her wake. I don't miss signs, I don't make mistakes. She's no rabbit, she's coil and claw, slipping through silence, sharper than the law. A ghost in the fog, fast as a knife, but I feel her heat, I taste her life.
The ground shifts fast, the forest cracks, I feel the presence of the pack. Falcon calls out orders, but I only see her.
The trap was hers, and I was the lure.
Whispers in the dark, I was close to the mark. She led me in quiet and struck in the park. The sky lit with fire, the earth
wasn't defeat. This was delay. Next time I strike, she won't get away. I must have her now. Predators in the pines, but this prey is mine. Yes.
Yo, Joe, listen up, I got a story to tell about a guy named Logan. Oh, he's so swell. He's the G.I. Joe gamer. Cool and witty, talking about those characters, heroes, and villains at midnight. We shout, Yo, Joe, or Cobra. Talking about the Joe team and a Cobra Tide. Joe's got snake eyes, the silent ninja in black. Quick with his swords, he'll give you a heart attack. Then there's Duke, the leader, so bold, gung-ho, always ready to fight and make those cameos. And we can't forget about Scarlet, the ultimate girl power. A fierce warrior, she'll make her enemies cower. Cobra's got Destro to supply the weapons. Cobra Commander plots and schemes, see ruling the world in his dreams. Zartan is never what he seems, and Baroness rocks that black leather outfit. Shoots you quick and slip out the back of the head. Yo, Joe, Cobra. Logan's here to give his G.I. Joe takes. Oh yeah, Yo, Joe, Cobra. Talking about the characters, it's a G.I. Joe thing.
Mature content warning. On Logan's Joe Takes, strategic commentary may include strong language, heated opinions, classified references, time to call in the Joes. Opposing forces may attempt audio interference. Logan's Joe Takes. Mission begins now.
Let's try this again. I'm Logan, the G.I. Joe Gamer. Welcome to Cool Gamer. Hope everybody's having a good night. We are talking Shadow Tracker. This is Joe Takes 62. Welcome to the G.I. Joe Gamer channel. All right, let's start like we always do with the only figure of Shadow Tracker I have. They only made 2 figures. One was for the 25th anniversary line. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Cool Gamer. You're all good, buddy. Thanks for being here. No, it was me. I was having technical difficulties, buddy, and got it all worked out now. Got it all worked out. All right. So before I show my figure, which is the classified version, let's take a look at the only other version they made, which was for the Pursuit of Cobra line in 2010, 2011. So this was the original Shadow Tracker. I never owned this figure. It was one of 2 in that series that I didn't get. The other one was Alley Viper Officer, which came with the Rage, and I could never find that. And of course, this was before I was ordering stuff online, but that would have been cool. He looks like he came with a lot of really cool stuff, a net and more stuff than the classified version for sure. But they had a gimmick in the with the modern line, the 25th anniversary line, that they would have a ton of accessories. But there he is, a picture of him at least. I love the camo pants. I still would like to acquire this figure. I'm not too hip on the vest. I'll show you in the classified. I think they did a way better job on the classified version of the figure. But here's another image of the Pursuit of Cobra figure. Now, those figures for the line of Pursuit of Cobra were really well made, and I have most of them. Like I said, I'm only missing those 2. But here is the classified. This particular Shadow Tracker. Now you can put the axe there, but I prefer Slippy's knife there. The axe can go on the backpack, and so can the knife, but not as well. You can hook the hilt or handle of the knife to the backpack, but the blade doesn't go really well. The best place for it is there or in his hand for display purposes. But this character came with, like I said, this pretty cool backpack. I think the Pursuit of Cobra line had, like I said, had the better accessories from what I can see. Only one of these arrows comes out. I thought that was kind of dumb. This is just, they're all one piece, and it's attached. They don't come out. I'm like, why not just do the other four if you're going to do this. You know, they did that for the Scarlet Crossbow, where she had her 4 corals in her little sheath on the side, and they came out around the same time. So, you know, I Shadow Tracker maybe a little earlier, because that's the retro Scarlet I'm talking about. But they also they used the same accessories for the coral figure. So, you know, there it is, which I'll be talking about in my Falcon video in a couple weeks. But there's his backpack. Now he's got a little spot here and a spot here to attach things to. Plus there's another one here. So you might be able to get everything on this backpack. He does come with this bow. Now, I like this. I like compound bows, and I think they're pretty cool. But just look at this. It comes with a suppressor. Now, I did a little bit of research because I was pretty sure that there is absolutely no point of putting a suppressor on a bow. And I was right. They do have things that quiet the strings, and I'm not really sure. Bow dampeners or something. They're called dampeners. And that's right. That's what they were. But that silences the strings. The suppressor has no purpose on this bow except aesthetic, to make it look nice. But it's still a cool looking bow. And you know, with the way you put the arrow on here is this way. So it's kind of weird how and why they have this suppressor here that's kind of in the way of the arrow. I mean, even if you fired the arrow through the suppressor, that would not make it any more quiet than it already is. Bows are naturally quiet. That's kind of their feature. Now, as you saw on the original figure, he had this this mask that was like yellow and orange. Hey, Jess, how's it going, Jess Laws? It's good to see you. I gave it a few minutes ago, but I had to do something. I had some technical difficulties at the beginning, so I barely just started, Jess, so it's all good. So you haven't missed anything. So yeah, he came with this knife, which is really cool, and I'll show you that in a minute, and this axe. But we got to cover up this face, because this face is scary as all get out. I mean, I like it, but you put one of his masks on, and he came with 2, and I'll show you the other one here in a minute, which is how he's going to be featured on our video later. Looks like the guy in the Predator. Yeah, he comes off with Predator vibes. Yes, exactly. Now, let me get some music on in the background. Hotch, our puppy, is in here saying hi, but I want to make sure I'm not boring everybody else. Turn this way down before I start the music. Anyway, I liked this bone necklace that he comes with. It's pretty cool. And like I said, on the other vest on 25th anniversary one, Pursuit of Cobra figure, he had these big yellow-green, ugly patches on his vest. This is, to me, so much better. And then he's got on his shoulder, he's got this skull. I think it's awesome. And then he's got bones on his gauntlet here. This character is really badass. So when he makes a kill, he takes a trophy. Thanks, Cool Gamer. I appreciate it. W viewer there, buddy. W Cool Gamer. Now let me take this axe. And I think I've seen this axe before, but maybe not. It's still a pretty cool axe. And I like it for Shadow Tracker. But this knife, I'm pretty sure, is unique for this character. This mask fell off. I like this knife. Jagged, serrated knife. So let me get this mask on here where it stays, and I'll give you a close-up of it. Now, there we go. Now that's more in line with the original, and you can kind of see through it, which makes his face even creepier. Now this, he comes with like he clearly hunts animals too, because he comes with this, like, I'm guessing like really dark cats, not a panther because it's brown with spots. So I'm thinking like maybe a serval or something really dark, but it wouldn't be a leopard because leopards are a lot lighter than that. But anyway, he could have dyed it. That's and I just I mean, he's got all this. They're like tassels and ropes. It's like a serious hemp rope that he's got going on. Maybe not hemp, but you know what I mean. It's kind of a homemade rope is what it looks like. So aesthetically, this is a cool figure. I wish they'd have made his legs camouflaged like on the original, and then that would have made this figure perfect. So, as far as the character is concerned. Now, let me pop this mask off here. I do like the dreads, and the original had way serious dreads. And this is an African-American character, as you can see on the arms. So he's, I like that. The diversity in the G.I. Joe line's always been there. So let me show you this mask before I put it on him, because it's hard to see sometimes, because he's got he's got the full skull, the teeth, and everything. And this is the way he is featured in his part in the movie that I've already made, and will be in the rest of the movie too, which I need to make some more parts. But I got some time this week, so trophies from kills. So he is Predator. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He definitely gives off the Predator vibes. Now on his left gauntlet, it seems to just be plain, which is, I like that too. Maybe he's saving it to put another trophy on there, which leaves you room. He's got a trophy here on his belt too, so he's like a trophy hunter. So yes, and then on the back he's got like a square. I don't understand that, but interesting, I guess. Maybe it's to show like his clothes are like all homemade, like they're all patchwork, maybe. But that don't make any sense, because he's got a freaking tactical vest on. So whatever. Here's his box that he came in. That's right. So you can make this character look really cool. I love this style of box. It showed all the accessories on the front, and comes with some cool stuff. There's this side. He's number 108 in the series, and then there's the back. And then for some reason they chose to focus on his belt and his shoulder, which is really cool. Then it shows all his accessories and everything that comes with the figure, just like it does on the front. So I guess they figured, we're doing it on the back. What do we need to do it on the front for? I like that. When they didn't have the window packaging. Now, what they had with the windowless packaging was these boxes here with the black and white art of the artwork that is on the side, which I really, really like for this figure. What the fuck is these crowns and numbers? Yeah, you know what? Jess, I don't know. Nobody does. I mean, they had it set up for what these were on the website, but then they shut the website down, so you can't even go look anymore. I think it's dumb. They need to start putting file cards on the characters. That's all I have to say. So on that, but yeah, this is really cool artwork. In the end, when you put it back in the box, you just put it in the box. I mean, I'll take the battle stand because I use it for other figures. It doesn't come with it. All classified figures should come with a battle stand. They still do not. That's one of my few gripes for classified figures. But one of the things I did love about the windowless packaging was these footlockers and the number of the series, and then the character's name. I don't know why they added Cobra to his name, because he's a Cobra, but his code name is Shadow Tracker. So it's like, why are we putting on here that his code name is Cobra Shadow Tracker? Because it's just Shadow Tracker. I don't know. But they like to do weird stuff like that. Some of the Joes have their names, other ones don't. Without the file cards, that's the only way we know their names, their real names. So that's the box and stuff. Now, I do have, in order to tell you who the character is, I do have a file card made. He did come with a file card in the Pursuit of Cobra line with the first figure, and that's pretty cool. But let me play this file card for you.
G.I. Joe is the code name for America's daring, highly trained special mission force. Its purpose, to defend human freedom against Cobra, a ruthless terrorist organization determined to rule the world. Cobra. No. Cobra. No. Shadow Tracker. Shadow Tracker. Shadow Tracker. Cobra's Tracker. File name unknown. Birthplace specialty. Tracking.
Secondary specialty, survival.
Shadow Tracker works for Cobra as a wilderness hunter and guide, scorning conventional firearms. He uses traditional weapons from around the world. He tracks his prey using primal instinct. He hears the dark whispers of the jungle, senses distant footfalls in the earth, and tastes his victim's fear in the wind. When G.I. Joe lands in territory, Shadow Tracker instantly knows and starts the hunt. I'm not above conventional weaponry, but I prefer the primal, usually up close and personal.
Sorry about that. I was looking on the YouTube screen trying to figure out these crowns and things. I have noticed those in other chats too, Jess. And I have no idea what they are. I know they're supposed to judge who your top viewers are. And it's like, I don't want to do that. My friends are all my friends. And, you know, there's no one better than the other. You know, thank you, Cool Gamer, for being a member on From the Hilt. I appreciate that and all that. And then with the memberships and everything, but over here on the G.I. Joe Gamer channel, I don't get it. Like I said, I've seen that in other chats, and I didn't really get it in those ones either. It's like, well, how come I'm always at a 2 and everybody else is at a 1 or whatever? If I'm a member, I don't know. They have a weird way of doing things. So, as far as I know, Shadow Tracker has never appeared in any media whatsoever. People have done reviews for him online and stuff like that, but he wasn't even in, as far as I know, promotional material for the Pursuit of Cobra line, except maybe in like, you know, ads for the figures. But I haven't even seen any of those. You don't like it because it's like competition to start at number. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I don't care for it, but it is what it is. YouTube's doing a lot of stuff right now, and they're going to do what they're going to do. So as far as I know, I am the first person to write a story with Shadow Tracker in it. And he makes an appearance in the video I'm showing you guys tonight. And he makes an appearance later on in the movie. So in part 9 or 10. It's 10. He makes an appearance in part 10. Scene 10, as it were. So it's actually part 11. Because there's the preamble, and then there's 10 parts, and then there's the finale. So there you go on that. It's a 12-part storyline. But throughout 10 of the Joe takes, so it's kind of cool. So I hope you guys are enjoying those. Now, before I go on and talk about how I feel about Shadow Tracker, I'm trying to break this up a little bit. But I do have the On Joe Takes video I'm going to show you, so you can take a better look at the character. Because when you show it like this, you don't see it as well. I don't know why. It just doesn't come out very well. I mean, I can show you all day long, put it up like this, gets blurry. It is what it is. But the videos look better. So here's On Joe Takes 62.
I hear the dark whispers. Footsteps press the loam. Fear drifts on the wind. I hunt alone. Skip, 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 skip. No scream, no echo, just breath and blood. I wait in the shadow. I strike through the mud. The blade is my craft, the rifle my tool. Every range is mine, but I prefer the cruel.
Whispers in the dark, signals in the leaves, patterns in motion, scents on the breeze. she's lost me, I'm right in her way. I don't miss signs, I don't make mistakes.
She's no rabbit. She's coil and claw, slipping through silence, sharper than the law. A ghost in the fog, fast as a knife. But I feel her heat, I taste her life.
The ground shifts fast, the forest cracks. I feel the presence of the pack. Falcon calls out orders, but I only see her.
The trap was hers, and I was the lure.
Whispers in the dark, I was close to the mark. She led me in quiet and struck in the park. The sky lit with
So that, you know, that gives you a better look at the character. And I kind of wanted to break that song up because it's part of the movie too, and it ends with it. So let me put the music back on here as we chat a little bit. This might be one of my shorter Joe takes because, like I said, there's not much known about this character. I had a fascination for this character the moment I saw him on the back of the other characters that I picked up on the back of the file cards. They had the other cross-selling figures. He's a bad guy, yes. Oh, he's definitely a bad guy. This is a Cobra. He is their tracker. And so at some point, I would like to do a video where him and Spirit square off. Because the G.I. Joe tracker Spirit, that would be cool to have them hunting each other. That would be one badass video, I should think. And I don't know if I might start doing some more play motion stuff next year. But yeah, he's definitely a bad guy, Jess. For me, he is their go-to guy as far as if they need to track someone or follow someone in any terrain whatsoever. This guy can hunt in it. You can talk about another figure to make this longer. Well, I don't really have to because I got it's almost a 10-minute video I'm going to be playing here near the end, and then I have another little video that I'm going to play as my outro. But and I'm still going to talk a bit, Jess. I'm not done by any stretch of the imagination. I am stretching it, but I'll be on for at least an hour, Jess. But no, this particular character, I saw this storyline as a chase for G.I. Joe Lady Blood, right out of the gate. She is hunting. Baroness is hunting G.I. Joe. She's sending her troops out to hunt them down wherever they are, and she's killing a lot of them, but she's not killing all of them. She's trying to find all their little bases and take out all their hidey holes and whatever. Because in that storyline, Cobra rules part of the world, and it comes out and how much they actually rule near the end of the movie. You better be. No worries, Jess. Like I said, I'll be here at least an hour. Now, so for the purposes of this storyline, Jinx is the first one they go. Well, Ninja Force is the first ones they go after, and Jinx happens to be the only survivor in the first part of that, which you guys saw last week if you watched. So spoilers on that one, but here we go on this today. I'm not gonna spoil any more, but Jinx is on the run, and that's how we left off last time. So they sent, and as you've seen at the end of the video, they sent Shadow Tracker after her to follow her, to track her and find out where she was going. Now, and it doesn't come out in the video that it's like I said, it's 8-9 minute video, and it ends with that song "Predators in the Pines." It's such a great song. That one came out, one of my favorites on the entire soundtrack, and there are like 18 songs on that soundtrack. So plus, now the music video soundtrack, the full music video album has those 18 songs, but the full soundtrack is going to have all the music from the entire film, and that's like over 30 tracks. So because you've got the 18 songs and then there's tons of instrumentals that I play throughout the entire thing. Now, Shadow Tracker's role, this is his video today. He was in the previous one, and he's pursuing Jinx, and then he may definitely makes an appearance later. But he's a cool character, and I enjoy writing for him, and I want to do some more storylines with him. In fact, I am thinking about doing a play motion series next year that I do like 10 episodes, just kind of like I'm doing this, and then have them come out in the summertime, but not being an overarching movie in case I can't get them all done like I'm doing this year. But I wanted to do something fun. Something weird happened last night. I don't remember much at all. I remember sort of standing in the living room. I have no clue what I was doing. I was very hot and sweating like crazy. It's hot today, and it was hot last night, Jess. So I get you. The heat sucks, but I hope you're okay. And if you need to go see the doctor, please do so. We are concerned about your health here, Jess. We would miss you if you were laid up or anything for a while or sick. And I hope you and Ray are feeling better. So there you go. But so yes, anytime Cobra needs to find somebody, they send Shadow Tracker. The train is irrelevant to him. Type of weapon, type of kill, irrelevant to Shadow Tracker. Now, in his original file card, it said that he prefers the up close and quarter, up close and personal, close person quarter, close quarter person. Bleh, if I could speak tonight, but he likes it up in their face. He likes to take his knife or his axe or his fist or his feet. He likes to get into it. But he's not above using a sniper rifle or a bow. They're all tools to him. And this character, I'm really enjoying writing for because he gives me, like you said earlier, he gives me Predator vibes. And I love the Predator. I thought that whole concept was really cool. And to have a Cobra character that emulates that, because clearly this character took one look at the Predator and said, that's me. I'm going to be the Predator. That's this guy right here. And I don't think I even have him speak in the movie until later. He speaks through that song, but I think he has a couple lines later, and I'm either going to have his voice AI generator, or I'm going to have Jake voice him. Now, for this video tonight, right before I play it, I'm going to explain things. This is raw footage. It has music. It has a bit of special effects, but I am going to be making some changes to it when I put it in the movie. I do have Falcon AI generated in this, and some of the other characters too. Almost knocked the TV over. I remember Ray getting up and asking what I was doing. Checked my forehead, but he said I was cold. Then again, I have no clue how I woke up on the kitchen floor. You might have been sleepwalking too, Jess. Definitely something to talk to your doctor about. Okay, so for Act 1, Scene 2 tonight, like I said, raw footage. I'm going to be changing some things, especially the voice of Lieutenant Falcon, who actually has become a captain in this movie. So you don't know what happened. Been fine since I woke up. Well, I'm glad you're fine now, Jess. But it's something to be concerned about if you're waking up and you didn't know how you got someplace. Definitely something to talk to your doctor about. Could be your medication. If you're taking a new med, gotta be careful with that crap. Okay, so for Predators in the Pines, I can't give you any more introduction. Like I said, Falcon's voice is AI generated in this cut, but I'm hoping to have Jake Pendragon voice Falcon in the actual movie. Yeah, I never done that before. Thought I was hallucinating. That really sucks, Jess. The other characters like Tunnel Rat, I voice in this. I think Tunnel Rat's the only one I did a voice for in this storyline. Yes. So if you like Tunnel Rat, he's one of my favorites. Definitely one of the coolest 1987 characters to come out. Him, Jinx, and Law. Those are my top 3 from that year. They're so cool. So they had good characters continuously coming out. Throughout the entire line, they had good characters come out. Like even in 2010, Shadow Tracker, who was not created by Larry Hama. In fact, It's never been featured in a Larry Hama comic or any other comic as far as Google knows. And I did some research, a little bit of research, with Google. And Google has no idea if he's been in any form of media. So, like I said, this may very well be his first debut, his debut on a video as one of the major characters of the story. So, without further ado, I'm going to play Predators in the Pines, and I hope you enjoy it. Like I said, it ends with that song, Predators in the Pines, and a bit of AI generated art, but I didn't see the point of, like I did with Jinx at the end of the last video, where she's just sitting in the car, and her song was playing, and I didn't want to do that, so I went AI. So tell me if which you prefer, and we'll go from there. So let me see here. Let me push this button, and you can still hear me, but I'm going to put the video file on, and then I'll pop out.
Why are we stopped?
There's an obstruction in the road. Something's wrong with the GPS. I don't think we come the right way. Miss, you're getting out here? Who the hell are you?
Hey, Jinx. How goes it?
Jason. You Jinx. Cool.
Que pasa, Jinx?
Hey, Rat.
Cheers, laugh.
Big Ben. Falcon. What the hell are you doing here?
I thought you'd be glad to see me, Jinx.
Nunchuck. Kamakra. There.
We know they're being cared for.
I was headed for New York. I've got a contact.
Orders have changed. You're coming with us to the Pit 3 via Victor Bravo and Alpha Lima, straight line to Utah.
That's not my mission.
Vengeance can wait.
Damn it. I don't like it, but okay. Then you'll need to know. I'm being hunted by Shadow Tracker.
Well, there's a name I haven't heard in forever. He's sure one tough bloke.
And he's close. Been following me all morning. At least.
Got a plan?
Yeah. I'm the bait. You spring the trap.
This has got to be the worst camping trip I've ever been invited to.
Not really to my liking, but a solid plan. Now, let's have a look at that injured leg.
No can do. He needs to see me this week.
After, then
That was one tough customer.
yeah, he was. We better move.
Can't wait to see how 5 Joes squeeze into one ghost rig.
We had managed under that. Shotgun. Hey,
Damn, I guess I walked right into that one.
Good van Wolf Spider.
I hear the dark whispers. Footsteps press the loam. Fear drifts on the wind. I hunt alone. Skip, 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 skip. Skip, 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 skip. No scream, no echo, just breath and blood. I wait in the shadow. I strike through the mud. The blade is my craft, the rifle my tool. Every range is mine, but I prefer the cruel.
Whispers in the dark, signals in the leaves, patterns in motion, scents on the breeze. She thinks she's lost me, I'm right in her wake. I don't miss signs, I don't make mistakes.
She's no rabbit, she's coil and claw, slipping through silence, sharper than law. A ghost in the fog, fast as a knife, but I feel her heat, I taste her life.
The ground shifts fast, the forest cracks. I feel the presence of the pack. Falcon calls out orders, but I only see her.
The trap was hers, and I was the lure.
Whispers in the dark, I was close to the mark. She led me in quiet and struck in the park. The sky lit with fire, the earth came alive. But I don't break, I survive.
This wasn't defeat. This was delay. Next time I strike, she won't get away. I must have her now. Predators in the pines, but this prey is mine. Is gone.
Now, each of these videos will feature at least one song. Some have two, but they all have great cinematic tracks to go with them as well that are instrumentals. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to check this out, Jess, real quick. I'm going to go over to my channel and go into my settings and see what you're talking about here. So settings, and where do I go into lives? Yep, that's not in here, Jess. Are you talking about in create? So yeah, I'll have to check later. I like that song too, Jess. I think it's really good. And I love, like, this is one of the 2 instrumental tracks that were played in that. I've been playing both of them back and forth a little bit. It's into it. Both of them are like that. I named this Shadow Pulse, so I thought it was pretty cool because it kind of felt like a pulse as they were going through the woods. I wanted to make that feel like a chase scene where he was tracking her through the woods, and I don't know how good of a job I did, but I had fun doing it. And so I'm gonna most likely on Friday film the next week's video with Quick Hick as a flashback, and then the following one from the Night Creepers. I'll probably film them both back to back because they kind of tie into each other, and that's the end of Act 1. And then I'll get into Act 2 next week. That would be cool. Towards the bottom of the list of settings. Okay, well, I'll look again, Jess. Let's see here. So I go to my settings. I got advanced settings. That's the bottom of the list. Am I in the wrong menu? I do not see lives anywhere. Yeah, so I'm in the wrong settings probably. Is there settings on here? Wait a minute. There is another way to go into settings. Nope, it's the same menu. So I don't know what you're talking about, Jess. There's nothing that takes me to lives. I don't know where you're referring to. Okay. Anyway, so that's my video. That's my take on Shadow Tracker. If you guys enjoyed it, I'll have to play with it later, Jess, and figure it out. So it's under fan letterboard, audio and video settings, live chat. Okay, I'll check it out. But on that note, I'm done for this episode. Like I said, I'm having fun with this character. I really like him. I think he should be featured more. And like I said, if I do the series that I want to do next year, he'll be one of the main bad guys in the storyline. Where Baroness is the leader of Cobra. So it'll be a world set the way that at the end of this movie I'm making now, it'll be in that setting. And so it'll be a lot of fun. That's Shadow Tracker. Oh my, I love this going with these bones. It's a cool character. But on that note, I think I've stretched this out as long as I can, Jess. And we'll see about that anyway. What, it hasn't been an hour? Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. Jess, I do have the other video I can play, which will stretch it out, but not long enough to make it an hour. So I will go into the settings. You said it's in audio. Let's see. Where are these settings you're talking about? You said audio and video settings, live chat. I don't see that. I don't know what you're talking about. There's no audio and video. What? Where? Notifications, playback and performance, downloads. Yeah, I'm not seeing this live setting or audio and visual. Yeah, this is just not it's not here, Jess. I don't know where you're talking about. It's just not here. These things are not where you say they are. Miss Jess. But anyway, yeah, I really don't have much more to say about this character. Other than I like him and he's cool. And if you are into the G.I. Joe Classified line, this is one of the Cobras you need to pick up. Very cool character. Very solid character, not by Larry Hama. So, but still worth checking out. So I do know some friends that would be like G.I. Joe bros who'd be like, it's not Larry Hama, so it's not G.I. Joe. But I make the difference as G.I. Joe on the box. This is Cobra Shadow Tracker. And he's had 2 figures, not just one. So yes, he's not that obscure of a character. He's just pretty obscure. There have been some figures that have only had 1 figure ever made of them. So that's a newer character. I think it's a cool character. but I don't think I can stretch it out anymore, Jess. That is my take on Shadow Tracker, and I'm going to stick to it. Turn this off here and head on out. Thank you for joining me tonight. And on that note, Logan out.
Logan's room full of Joe Take dreams. Crimson Guard with eyes on the team. Snake Eyes silent and mean, but tough to rile. Roadblock rhymes and cooks with style.
Through fire and stone, a fistful of thunder, but always alone. You never wore armor, just pride on your skin, with a smile full of movies and a heart built to win. And I watched you fall like a sun past its climb, but I hear your laugh echo back through time. One last kiss, one last fight, one more stand in the dying light. You were faster than fear, sharper than fate. Now I carry your fire through every gate. One last bow, one last grin. You taught me where a warrior begins, and if I fall, I'll fall like you. But this and a truth I knew. They never saw past the stunts or the show, but I saw the scars you never let show. Born between borders, never quite in, so you kicked every door till the walls gave. I fight in your rhythm, I strike in your style, your voice in my ear every time I go wild. You're going to land it, you would always say, then hit him with something from Cassavetes. One last kick, one last fight, a ghost in red in the fading light. You gave me the courage to grip the spark, to hunt through the dark with a beating heart. One last bow, one last grin. You were more than the battles I couldn't win. And if they ask why I still stand tall, it's 'cause I remember you gave it all. Nobody gets out clean, but we go out swinging, or with a bang.
Opposing forces may attempt audio interference. Logan's Joe Takes. Mission begins now.
Yo, Joe. I'm Logan the G.I. Joe Gamer. Welcome to Joe Takes 63. Yes, sir. This is going to be quick kicks from the hilt. A little background music while I chat here. Should have had that ready already, but it's hey, we're in the 90s here. Dealing with a lot of heat issues, and we're going to start like we always do. We're going to show off the figure. The vintage quick kick figure. This is the original 1985 quick kick. Now, whether he came out in 85 or 86, still the same mold, same figure. Now, the only difference in the 1985 and 86 figure was the color of the file card. They had the original ones on a a peach or a tan color, and then the new ones were on a gray color. Now, I'm going to play the file card, my file card video for you, so a little later, so you can check out who MacArthur S. Ito is, Quick Kick, and we'll get into the character a bit later. But that's my vintage Quick Kick. I'm going to leave it here. We'll start taking a look at him again. Now, they only came out with 4 Quick Kicks, and the good news is I have all 4 to show you. So now that I'm aware of, I mean, they may have come out with Quick Kick in other countries, and too loud. So they came out with one in the vintage line, and I just showed you the 1985 Quick Kick. And then in 2009, I'm pretty sure, the last of the 25th anniversary, before they started other things like with the Rise of Cobra line. Same style though, Rise of Cobra. I call these the modern figures. 25th anniversary is probably the best style. This is when it came out. Now, this came with a 5-pack with Cobra Commander and a Cobra Claw and a bunch of other things. For the Pyramid of Darkness, you get a piece of the mass device, which never actually came out. Now, this sword just slides right in there. And I don't think that this one, I'm pretty sure I have all the accessories for this, although I couldn't find my battle stand for this guy because they all came with battle spirits. Now, pretty sure that he did not come with a set of nunchucks like most of the other ones did. I don't have any of my accessories from my original 85 character because I actually I acquired that in the trade. So did a lot of that in the late 80s. Did a lot of the figures that I didn't have. But yeah, one of his hands on this particular figure is a Top Man. Yeah, type motion. And and then he had the one hand that he could, grip his sword with. Oh, they give him a pair of nunchucks, probably wouldn't have been all that cool, but at least he looked like the original 1985. It was pretty cool. But I ended up actually getting this third. The one I actually got before this was the 2000, I think it was 2010, 2011. They came up with a line of modern figures, or 25th anniversary, whatever they call it. That was what they called the Pursuit of Cobra line, which Shadow Tracker came with that. Last time I don't have the Shadow Tracker figure, but I do have the Quick Kick figure that came out in that line. And if you can see, this battle stand even says Quick Kick, so that's pretty cool. Now, he came with a pair of nunchucks. Nunchaku is a different weapon, very similar but different. Then it came with an Uzi, which I thought was pretty cool, and it came with this big old sword, which I'll show you here in a minute. But before I do that, I want to show you these right here. These are boxing gloves, but yet they just pop over the hand so that he can hold accessories, whether he has boxing gloves on or not. So he's actually wearing here a pair of boxing gloves. So if I take the boxing gloves off without taking the gun out of his hand, see he's got the little wrapping around his wrist. Then you just pop it right back on, really easy, and he's got his boxing gloves back on. So I thought it was cool. Now, this was the only Quick Kick that came with a shirt and him wearing shoes, because like the original, all the rest of them do not have shoes or a shirt. Let's check out this sword. Now this, I'm going to pop it off his back. Nice little shoe. He has this little like fanny pack right there. I thought that was kind of cool too. Different. Definitely a different version of Quick Kick. Now this was, like I said, was part of the Pursuit of Cobra line, but it was a Toys R Us exclusive. And they brought out 4. The other one was a Doc figure. So it was Arctic, but it was like an orange Doc. It was kind of weird. And I have that one, but I used that for other parts for whatever reason. Because I was trying to Frankenstein some figures together to get the entire line. And then they had a Snow Serpent and bench press. But bench press was actually Rock and Roll. I guess they lost the rights to that code name because they called him bench press. And for that figure, I have the bench press figure, but I do not have the Snow Serpent, which I wish I had because it was a very cool Snow Serpent. You can see there's a nice sword, and it's got a little paint on it, so I'm thinking it got stuck down in there. Now, see, it sticks in there really good. And what had happened is I had for a while there, I would just leave their accessories in the sheaths and all that. And apparently, last time I had him out, I had his sword in the sheath. But when I put him away, I will take the sword out because a lot of times it'll warp the plastic, or like this, as you can see, the plastic will stick, or the paint will dry, or whatever inside there, and it'll get stuck, which I just had to pop it out to get it out of there. Now, so there he is. He comes with a sword and a Uzi and a nunchuck. Let's have nunchucks. Now, the original figure came with, like I said, a set of nunchucks and a backpack and a sword, very similar to this. But that's going to take us to the classified figure. And he's number 115 in this series. They're not. They will be soon enough, though. They're at the rate they're going. And he is a window packaging figure, but he does not come with. He did not come with a Foot Locker, which I'm disappointed with. I think they could use the Foot Locker kind of in the bottom with all the accessories. A place to keep all your accessories. But I know you keep the accessories in the plastic, and you don't need a Foot Locker. I have to say though, the art on the box there, that's pretty cool. And then you got the artwork on the side also. And 116, not 116. My brain. But, after a while, the numbers, it's easy enough to lose track. I remember them back in the day by year. So this was he originally came out in 1985, but this figure came out, I'd say last year. I think I picked him up last year, and so he's got the sash with the shuriken or throwing stars, set up differently. Before it was straight across the shoulder, and now this is set up so it just goes over the side like that. Which is it's pretty cool, but I don't know how they would set the sash up the way he had it originally on a figure like this. It's still pretty cool. He came with this backpack that has 2 swords, and each of these swords has a little, I don't know if you can see it, but a dragon head. And I don't know if I brought that out in his own Joe Takes video, which we will take a look at later. But yeah, the backpack just comes off easily enough. I don't know why they made it red. I wish it had been black like the original. But, it is what it is. Now, he also came with 2 sets of nunchucks, which I think is really cool. That pop in and out of here. It takes a little bit of work to get them in there, but they just slide right in and out. And then you can slide these in the hands. This has that soft, gummy kind of plastic on these newer figures. That in some ways is really good, in other ways not. It's not really good for painting, but for posing and posability and durability, it's pretty good. At least as far as we know for now. Then he's got the pants, which on the original it was just all black as far as I could tell. This is the only way I ever had this figure, so I'm not sure. And he had the black wristbands, which he had on the 25th anniversary line too. So there's your classified quick kick. Now he has the Rising Sun from Japan on his bandana, on his headband there. Now this particular quick kick, he did come with a throwing star, but it's set up like this. So you can pose it like he's throwing it, and that's kind of cool. And then it has 2 different sides, so you can do it that way. That's kind of cool. If you know anything about the cartoon, we'll talk about this later. This is actually a chocolate bar, a frozen Fudgies bar. And then his first appearance in the cartoon, that was mentioned. So I thought it was a nice touch to put that in there. It also comes with a separate head sculpt, and this was kind of like, I don't know, he's posing with his mouth a little bit. Now, what I did in the On Joe Takes video was I popped the head. Most of these heads interchange really easily, and this is no exception. And what I did was I made it look like when he was posing, like he was eating the frozen fudgy bar. It was like, ooh, good, with this particular head sculpt. So I thought it was kind of interesting to have this head sculpt. I don't think that's what it was for. I think it was supposed to be for like a martial art pose, but for regular posing and display, I actually prefer this head sculpt. So, I think maybe just. And then, like I said, it takes a bit of work, but you can pop that back down in here. You get those nunchuck away. Now, they came in the packaging out, and on display in the box. But I think they actually sit better in there and look better on the figure like that, unless they're in his hand, of course. But he also came with 2 sets of interchangeable hands. Now, one set of hands is the ones he came with, the 2 extra sets, I should say. So he actually has 3 sets. He has the gun hands or gripping hands for his weapons, and then you pop those off and you swap them out. He has a pair of, I'm only going to do one side. He has a fist hand, and then he also has the karate chopping hand, like on the 25th anniversary figure. Now, like I said, there's the one for the other side, the karate chopping, and the other fist for the left side. So as you can see, we got all those. I'm gonna pop that back out. I prefer the hands that can actually hold the weapons myself, but that's just me. I think this is a very cool figure, a very nice interpretation, and yeah, of course, what would a Joe Takes be like if I didn't drop something? And a nice update and a tribute, actually, to the original Quick Kick figure. Pretty nice, I thought, anyway. Now, I like the blue on the original. I wish they'd have done the belt in blue, or at least painted the pouches on the belt blue. That would have been cool, like on the original here. But, it is what it is. And it's a very highly posable figure, which in both my On Joe Takes and in my G.I. Joe Lady Blood Right part that I'll have later on in the episode, you'll be able to check it out a little bit better. The On Joe Takes will show you the figure a lot better. Goes out of here. In a lot of ways, this particular figure kind of makes him out to be Bruce Lee. I think that was the original goal, that he was supposed to look like Bruce Lee, if you know what I'm talking about. I don't know. Just my personal musings on the character. I think Quick Kick is a really cool character, but I'll get into the character here a little bit. Chat about the character. But that is the 4 Quick Kick figures that they brought out. Now, like I said, they may have come out with some in other countries. There's other mediums. Like I said, we're getting into the various mediums. He was, I don't know if he was in a commercial. I don't think so. But he was in the comic book, and he was in the cartoon. And I'm pretty sure he appeared in the cartoon first, because he did not appear until June, I think, of the comic book in 1986, and he was in the G.I. Joe miniseries in 1985. So this is live. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Cool Gamer. This is live, my friend. See, there's your chat just popped up there. And I forgot to mention here, we had Cool Gamer popped in. So it's good to see you, Cool Gamer. I just jumped right into the character today, buddy. Like I said, it's so hot. I'm not thinking straight. And we also had this comment. He forgot about Quick Kick. This is from Golden Glover Champ. It was great in the animated show. Don't remember him from the comic at all. First action figure I ever wanted and got. That's cool. Quick Kick is a cool character, so I'm glad you were able to acquire him. I never was able to buy him in the stores. He was the one I got later, like I said, in the trade. But oddly enough, as I was looking at my comics, which I will talk about here in a bit, we'll get into that. Okay. Like I said, he first appeared in the cartoon in 1985, and he appeared as a stuntman who saved Alpine and Bazooka from Storm Shadow, a bunch of Snow Serpents, and some Crimson Guardsmen, and a Cobra officer as well was with him. Now there is some debate over that scene, because in that scene, Quick Kick easily him and Storm Shadow jumped at each other like this in the cartoon, and Storm Shadow fell over and was defeated. Now, I personally don't think that he could easily defeat Storm Shadow like that. So my opinion on that is that Storm Shadow was, if he was full Cobra, then he was conflicted at the time. If he was undercover as a Joe, then he wouldn't have wanted to defeat Quick Kick, and he would have let him go. It looked like he was defeated. It's easier to take defeat than it is to, defeat somebody, a G.I. Joe, if you're a G.I. Joe. Because later on, Storm Shadow became a Joe. And I don't know if Storm Shadow thought about becoming a G.I. Joe at the time, and not in the cartoon at all. So I'm pretty sure what happened there was Storm Shadow saw a chance to not kill Alpine and Bazooka and let them go, which is kind of where my headcanon with Storm Shadow is in the cartoon. But that's for the Storm Shadow video, which I already did. So in the cartoon, though, like I said, he first appeared with Alpine and Bazooka, and they were good friends throughout the whole animated series. Mostly Alpine and Bazooka, but Quick Kick had an adventure with Bazooka. I don't think I ever saw one where it was just him and Alpine, which is funny because we'll get into that here about the comic book in a bit. But yeah, him and Bazooka have the adventure of Cobra Quake that actually was, it was definitely a Quick Kick episode. And then the other episode that was really a Quick Kick episode was called Lasers in the Night. And in that, he got a girlfriend, and everybody thought that his girlfriend was a Cobra. And then to prove her innocence, she went and found Snake Island and went and tried to take on the Cobras by herself. She was a martial artist too. And so, she wasn't a G.I. Joe yet, but she kind of blew that, it happens. And then Quick Kick had to go and save her. And the really cool thing, hey, Matt, Dirty History and Hobbies, how's it going? The really cool thing about, see, that's why I turn the comments on, Cool Gamers, so I can catch your comments. But yes, Dirty History and Hobbies. Hey, Matt, Dirty History and Hobbies. Good to see you, Matt. We are in 90-degree weather here, and my brain is kind of fried. It's still in the 90s in the evening here. So, anyway, let me say hi to you proper in the chat. And, Lasers of the Night was fun, but in the cartoon, Logan just made some chicken salad. Yeah, we had some pasta, like some chicken mash with egg meat. Kind of good. My son Jake made us a good meal. So in the cartoon, Quick Kick liked to quote movies. He didn't do that in the comics, but in the cartoon, he was always quoting movies like when his girlfriend went wrong. He said, "When Mae West said, when men go, or when women go wrong, men go after them." He would. He was in that episode especially. He was quoting Jimmy Stewart, and he loved movies. And so I incorporate that into my fanfic when I write stories with Quick Kick, which I recently did. But that's going to take us to the comic book, which is here. These are the comics that I've got out to show you. There was one other one that I did kind of want to show you from IDW. It was they gave their all issue, but let me explain first. I don't have that one out, and I'm not going to show it to you. But he first appeared in G.I. Joe 45, In this issue, he appeared with Alpine and was supposed to go on a mission with Flint, Snake Eyes, and Spirit Iron Knife. Spirit ended up getting called away. Your air conditioning is out, so you're cooking this evening too? Oh man, the parts are on order. Well, we've got our stuff going full blast. They don't really, I mean, they have central air in Utah, but it's not something that's standard in most homes. It's something I'll have to install it at some point if I ever get the money to. But in this issue, yeah, he first appeared with Alpine, and they joined Flint on a mission with Spirit Iron Knife on Cobra Island, of all places. It was really cool. Great issue. If you know this issue, you know what I'm talking about. This is the one where Storm Shadow figured out that that Zartan is the one who killed their uncle, the Hard Master, and they went after him. And he was on Cobra Island. It was a very awesome issue. Plus, Ripcord was trying to get his girlfriend back, who was a Cobra, or was a daughter of a Cobra, and they had taken her. He thought they had taken her to Cobra Island. But but yeah, it's like this is the next issue. Really cool ninja action in this storyline. Now, the next appearance of Quick Kick, at least that I recall, was G.I. Joe 52. What that's doing there. Put that out of the way. G.I. Joe 52. I really love this issue. It has Storm Shadow squaring off against Quick Kick and handily showing Quick Kick that he was not the martial artist he thought he was. Now, that doesn't mean that Quick Kick's not a badass martial artist. It just means Storm Shadow is something more. Now, Storm Shadow at this point had come to terms with himself, was at peace with himself, and was a true ninja in heart, mind, and body. And there were, other than Snake Eyes, probably no defeating him. AC wasn't stocked for houses here in West Virginia either. Thankfully, the previous owner put it in. Oh, God, I was lucky. We have a swamp cooler, but it has to be serviced, and it never really worked properly. Anyway, we got an air conditioner in the wall. An actual air conditioner, which is nice. And I got one behind me here, and it's just got fans. It's just hot. But the cool part about this particular issue is I first went into a comic book store as a 16-year-old. This is the first time I've ever been to a comic book store. I loved going into comic book stores as I got older. But I had purchased 2 subscriptions. One was for Doctor Strange, and the other was for Joe. And that day, they had this in stock, and so my first subscription for a comic book that I ever got was this comic right here, G.I. Joe 52, with Quick Kick right there on the cover. As I was going over things, I thought that was pretty cool. My first subscription comic ever that I ever picked up was this one right here with Quick Kick. So that's nice. I just wanted to mention it to you guys today. Now, later on, they had a saga where they went into Barovia to rescue a diplomat, and it turned out that the State Department had already negotiated his one of the other departments. Yeah, the State Department had negotiated his release, and so they were there rescuing no one, and so they were disavowed, and they were on their way trying to escape, and their contact got killed, and Quick Kick was severely injured, and Snow Job was injured, so Stalker opted to stay behind, and he ordered Outback to escape and let get the word out to General Hogg. And so this 2-part storyline right here concluded in issue 62, which Quick Kick is on the cover of 2 comics in a row, but he is injured in both. Now, between these was Special Missions number 6, if I remember correctly, and in that is the Outback story of how he escaped Barovia to get the word out. It was pretty cool. So these are some badass comics. If you like Larry Hama, and you should really get into these old Marvel comics. I have most of them, but Per bought me the whole set and the hardback volumes. It's awesome. Thank you again, Per. The cover art seems like more refined style than issue 45. Yes. Oh, definitely. Definitely. I can see who the different artists are if you want. Miss being able to get subscription service down at the local comic shop. I haven't had that since Lee's Comics back in the 90s. Right. Yeah, and that was the day, man. And back then, though, the comics came out 4 months early. And in the late 80s, early 90s, they kind of fixed that by doing these mid-month issues. And for 4 months, they did that until they were all caught up. And so it comes out the month of the comic. But back then, it was definitely 4 months ahead. Like this issue here, it says March, and actually came out the year before in December. But yeah, that's how comics were back then. Now, this particular issue 45 was drawn by Rod Wiggum, who was a long mainstay artist on G.I. Joe. Very cool artist. Yeah, I store mine back to back because I don't have a lot of funding for stuff, but I love this cover too. This one here. Now, set that here, and we'll take a look and see who. I can do this without taking it out again, but doesn't look like I can. No, I'm going to have to pop it out again. Got to be really careful not to damage the book. That's still Rod Wiggum, but the cover items may have been different. And you know, a lot of the time, like this right here. Let me see. I'm willing to bet that's a Larry Hama breakdown. Larry Hama used to do a lot of the breakdowns, and I know he drew this one, but it looks kind of different. This might be a Larry Hama. They have no signature on the cover, unfortunately. And I could probably look it up, but they didn't say who did the cover back in the day. That was another thing they didn't do. They do a lot of different things now, which is both good and bad. You know, some of the things they used to do was good. Well, sometimes they're just trying to evoke a different mood with the art style. That's a possibility too, man. I'm trying to get to all your comments today. Let me see here. Now, Quick Kick was in a few other issues, special missions, and he was part of the aftermath of Cobra Island and a little bit, you know. And so they had quite a few issues and storylines with Quick Kick in, but never a really solid storyline until G.I. Joe Special Missions 27. In this issue, Stalker, Quick Kick, and Outback got back together, and they went on a small mission to Mexico, and they just had to deliver something, and that was it. That was their only mission. So Stalker's like, well, while we're here, we might as well enjoy the vacation. I like it, take it like a vacation. And so Quick Kick and Outback, he told them to go do their thing, and he was going to take care of it. And he went off, and he finished their mission, and they ended up getting on this tour bus and being attacked by terrorists naturally. And so Quick Kick and Outback saved the day. It was pretty cool. Very awesome special mission, but that's Quick Kick right there on the cover, just in his civvies, in pants and a shirt. Very unlike Quick Kick. Now, for those of you who don't want to know the total history of Quick Kick, you know, you might want to cover your ears for this next storyline, because in G.I. Joe 107, Quick Kick and 6 other Joes were killed in action. Now, this was a very cool storyline, and he wasn't the first to go. In fact, it was really sad because Doc was the first to go, and he was mowed down by a Saw Viper, which I got Saw Viper coming up in a few weeks here that I'm going to be doing Joe Tape on. And Quick Kick was really, once they got control of the situation, Quick Kick was really distraught with Doc's passing. And this is a very powerful issue of G.I. Joe. And it was like, oh, he survived that. And then just a little while later, him and Breaker were killed on a rage. They were right in a rage, and it got blown up. where they were killed in action, as it were, KIA. And so that is where, for me, in the comic books and everything else, Quick Kick's story ended. This was well after the cartoon and all of that. So for me, Quick Kick, I prescribe to a lot of Larry Hama storylines, and so for me, Quick Kick is a Joe who lost his life in action. Now, that takes it to my headcanon of other medium. Like I said, he was in that one. They gave their all issue, and that's what it was. He was just on the cover and then mentioned inside when they had like a funeral for the Jones that passed. In the IDW series, written by Larry Hama. And I do have that cover, but it's pretty much just a retake of that in a lot of ways. Not exact, but what I mean. They have a lot of the Joes who lost their lives throughout the comics and stuff on it. For me, and my headcanon, Quick Kick, it's kind of bittersweet for me because I wrote a storyline with Quick Kick over the last couple of years and put together a little movie that I had called Operation from the Hilt, but G.I. Joe Operation from the Hilt, but I'm changing that and cleaning it up and redoing it, and I'm calling it G.I. Joe Version Information. The soundtrack for which is already out on From the Hilt, and check that out. And most of the songs are out on this channel too. But as far as being in the new movie, I do have a scene with him in the new movie, but it's a flashback, and it is a Jinx remembering him, and it's kind of my tribute to Quick Kick in a lot of ways. But so is the music video, which I played at the beginning. But you can always, you can check out the music video. It's on both channels. It's on G.I. Joe Gamer, Logan the G.I. Joe Gamer channel, and From the Hilt. And it's called One Last Kick. Then we got On Joe Takes 63, which has that same music. And then I've got the file card, which has a totally different set of music, and it's that I'm gonna let's check that out before we get too far into talking to some more about his character. So let me play for you. Before I do that, I forgot to do this. I was meaning to show you better, more close-up versions of each of those comics I just showed you. And so I wanted to do that real quick. Sometimes it's hard to remember to do everything, and I don't want to cheapen Quick Kick's episode or any other Joe or Cobra's episode, but there it is. And wow, hello, Cool Gamer again. It's good to see you, bud. All right, because he popped in here on Cool Gamer 2 channel. All right, so let me put on his file card for you, and we'll check that out.
G.I. Joe is the code name for America's daring, highly trained special mission force. Its purpose, to defend human freedom against Cobra, a ruthless terrorist organization determined to rule the world.
Yo, Joe. Code name, Quick Kick. Silent weapons. File name, MacArthur S&O. Grady. E5 Sergeant U.S. Army. Birthplace, Los Angeles. CI. Primary specialty, infantry. Secondary specialty, intelligence. Subject's Japanese father and Korean mother owned a grocery store in Watts, not accepted by either the Japanese or Koreans because of his mixed ancestry and too short to play basketball. Quick Kick turned to martial arts, all martial arts. He is a ranking black belt in Taekwondo, Goju Ryu, Southern Praying Mantis, Kung Fu, Tai Chi, Sword, Zen Sword, and Wing Chun. He was working as a stuntman in Hollywood when he was recruited for the G.I. Joe team. Like Mae West said, when women go wrong, men go after them. From General Hawk's file, Here's the situation: you want to gain access to a Fay-fortified villa, 12-foot tall, continuous wall top with razor spiral and only one gate through it. 2-inch steel plate on the gate. 2 sandbag guard houses with direct telephone link to the main house. 4 guards with submachine guns. 2 Dobermans and a silent alarm hooked to a dead man's switch. That one of the guards is leaning on at all times. How to do it? Have Quick Kick hit it. That's how.
There's the file card. Hope you enjoyed that. I do have a bit more for you tonight. So I have the on Joe Takes I'm going to show you right before we jump into the Act 1, Scene 3 of G.I. Joe Lady Blood Right, which is really short. It's only like a little over 3 minutes, but sometimes you don't need a lot. And I stretched that one out. I filmed for a long time, and I'm like, wow, when I filmed it, I'm like, this only came out to like 3 minutes worth of stuff. I was like, oh, okay. But kind of same thing kind of happened. I filmed the Act 1, Scene 4 and finished up Act 1 yesterday, and man, I filmed all day. I filming, and it's less than 5 minutes of a video when it's all done, and I'm like, wow. But that will be for next week for our Night Creeper video. But this week we're gonna show you the Quick Kick, one last kick part for G.I. Joe Lady Blood Right. Now, if you heard in the file card there, it said that his rank was E5, but if you notice on the file cards, they all said that he was an E4 specialist. Now, in my head canon, he had been approved and was ready to get his E5 papers before his mission where he was killed, and I'm saying that he would have got his E5 papers right after that. So posthumously, he was E5, but the paperwork hadn't caught up to him yet. So he never actually served as a sergeant, but he was on paper, as it were, eating videos. Yeah, editing videos eats up time fast. It sure does, dude. Man, like I said, I put a lot into these videos, and I'm enjoying the heck out of making this G.I. Joe Lady Blood Right movie and redoing G.I. Joe Dungeons and Disinformation. So I've got like 5 more parts to do on Dungeons and Disinformation, and a lot of that it's just clean up. I don't have any more filming to do. It's just re-editing and making sure that it looks good and everything. So those I can probably get done within a couple of weeks, hopefully. And I want to have that out before G.I. Joe Lady Blood Right. And then G.I. Joe Lady Blood Right, what you'll see tonight is raw footage. But before we jump into that, let's look at his on Joe Takes so you can get a better look at the G.I. Joe classified version of Quick Kick, which I find to be really good. They hit their stride. The time you put into shows, the videos looks great. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you, Matt. I definitely I put my heart and I put love into it, and it was weird because it was so hot, and I was really not feeling good at all yesterday. And then I watched it back and went, man, I did a really good job. And so when I started feeling better, when it cooled down, because with asthma, a lot of times when it gets really hot, I really feel down. But I've had vitamin C and I've had potassium today, so I'm pretty good. But here is on Joe Takes on Joe Takes 63, as it were, for Quick Kick, and you'll get a better look at the character.
glamour, just pride on your skin, with a smile full of movies and a heart built to win. And I watched you fall like a sun past its climb, but I hear your laugh echo back through time. One last kick, one last fight, one more stand in the dying light. You were faster than fear, sharper than fate. Now I carry your fire through every gate. One last bow, one last grin. You taught me where a warrior begins, and if I fall, I'll fall like you. But this is a truth I knew. They never saw past the stunts or the show, but I saw the scars you never let show. Born between borders, never quite in, so you kicked every door till the walls gave. I fight in your rhythm, I strike in your style, your voice in my ear every time I go wild. You would always say, then hit it with something from Cassavetes. One last kick, one last fight, a ghost in red in the fading light. You gave me the courage to grip the spark.
For some reason, when I AI generated any images with Quick Kick, they wouldn't put the rising sun on his bandana like he has on his figures. Now, I wanted to give you guys one last look at the classified and the vintage figure next to each other, so you can see how how good of a job they did putting together this classified as a tribute to the original. So, so that's my take on Quick Kick, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I do have that that part of G.I. Joe Lady Blood Ride I'm going to share with you. Now, all of these I'm going to put into a. It's only going to be available here to ever watch as a single part, and the rest will be in the G.I. Joe Lady Blood Ride as a feature-length movie. But not like I said, now this is the raw footage. It's not, I wouldn't consider it complete. I mean, I've got all the sound effects and all the music and everything, but I may go through and clean up. Like there's a scene at the end that I may or may not keep in it because it's also in the next scene, but it fits the way it for both scenes separately. It fits, but putting it together into one movie, I may have to take one or the other out. And it won't matter how long or how short it is when it's all together in one movie. So, but for the purposes of tonight's episode, I will play that, and then I'll come back and I'll talk a little bit about it. And if you have any questions, I will answer questions. But I need to play this first so you guys get an idea of exactly kind of what's going on in this type of filming.
Hilt fan play motion. You will see hands. Figures are plastic, but the voices are real. It's from the Hilt. Let's play.
And what's kind of funny is a lot of the voices are not real; they are AI. But yeah, some of the voices are real. I should edit that now that I think about it. But all right, let's play this and see what you guys think. Like I said, it's really short today. This particular part of G.I. Joe Lady Blood Ride. This is Act 1, Scene 3, down to the movie clips, and this is One Last Kick. That's not what I wanted. That. Get this off the screen. And we'll watch this like Say Jinx, you all right?
So, just to recap, we're not supposed to kill them, but they're allowed to kill us. Sounds like a Schwarzenegger sequel.
Exactly. And no swords. Hawk's orders.
Oh great. So it's bare fists versus boutique ninjas. And what's that in your hand?
It's a katana.
So that's how it is. Totally fair.
Welcome to the Ninja Adjacent Club.
Excuse me, but I'm like martial arts royalty. You're the one who cheats with smoke bombs.
Tell that to the bruises you got the last time we sparred.
Emotional bruises. Like that time I watched Old Yeller. Showtime suckers. Yippee-ki-yay. Mother discount ninjas.
Focus.
I'm always focused. That was Bruce Willis, by the way, from Die Hard, with a twist.
Like I haven't seen Die Hard.
Wax on. Nap off.
You know that we're supposed to be de-escalating this situation, right?
I'm trying. I haven't even broken anyone's femur yet. They're bailing.
One left, though.
Kicks are prettier.
The stunts or the show, but I saw the scars you never let show. Would always say, then hit it with something from Casabase. One last kick, one last fight, a ghost in red in the fading light. You gave me the courage to grip the spark, to hunt through the dark with a beating heart. One last bow, one last grin, you were more than 1,000 couldn't win. And if they ask why I still stand tall, it's 'cause I remember you gave it all. Nobody gets out clean, but we go out swinging, or with a bang.
Jinx, you in there? Are you good?
Rat. Yeah, I'm good.
Vigotmoment, inte tres. Several kontakts inkomning.
Eyes sharp. Let's move.
Night creepers.
There's Act 1, Scene. It's the fourth part, but it's Act 1, Scene 3. So I hope you enjoyed it. The downside to playing these on these Joe Takes is that you got the on Joe Takes, you got the music video, and then you have that part, and they all have the same song in it. But it's a good song, but you get to hear it 3 times in one episode. But you know, you can see the context of everything. And if you have any questions about what I'm doing when putting those movies together, or you know, I'm really just playing with my toys. But you know, sometimes I get the help of my family, and I would like to have a real voice actors to do both those characters. But I haven't had any takers on those ones yet. I do have someone who's going to be doing CoverGirl's voice. I have a voice actor for Copperhead. Copperhead is being voiced by Purr. Jess Law's art is voicing Zorana and Vipra. I'm voicing, I voice Tunnel Rat in that, and I do a decent Tunnel Rat voice. I voice Flint and Beachhead in these movies, and a lot of, almost all of G.I. Joe Dungeons Disinformation I'm voicing. Very little of it will be AI voices, like Hawk and Duke. I originally voiced them for that, but I'm going to redo them with the AI voices I have for Dungeons and Disinformation, because they turned out really good. So I'm enjoying making these movies. I hope the results show that. I'm just hoping everybody else seems to enjoy them. I got Joe Takes done, so looks like I'm all caught up. I got everything that I wanted to share with you. I think I shared everything with you today on Quick Kick. Quick Kick is an amazing character. I hope you guys enjoyed my take on him. And on that note, unless anybody has any questions, Logan out.
Logan's room full of Joe Take dreams.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stop it there. I'll play the outro as I leave tonight. I got a little kitten on my chest here, so I'm having a hard time typing. But that's okay. Let me load that up so I don't forget like I did last time. Yeah, what I had forgotten to talk about in that Quick Kick episode was the chocolate bar. I did talk about it a little bit. How he interacted with Alpine Bazooka with it. That's why he met them, because he was up in the frozen north there, filming a frozen Fudgy Bars commercial. So that's kind of a take on probably your York peppermint patty. I get the sensation and all that if you recall back in the day. So that's what that was about. And it came with a little toy chocolate bar. And I was going to break out my Quick Kick, but it's like over there in my mess, and I haven't really cleaned up in a while. And that was a Jake that you saw behind me.
I've been here the whole time. I
Yeah.
was on camera the second you turned it on.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know. What do you think about me doing movie review live streams? I'm asking because I wouldn't want to copy anything you're doing or be a competitor. Just do what makes you feel right. If you want to talk about movies, talk about movies. You want to join us and talk about movies, join us, talk about movies, and talk about movies on your channel. It's all good. I mean, your take on a movie is going to be different than our take on movies, So just, do what makes you feel right. And if you need it at the same time, I don't care. I'm not like that. I mean, yeah, it's cool if we're doing them at different times so other people can watch, but this is all once the live is over, people can watch it in the replay and everything. So yeah, this is my little Orion, and this is likely the one that we're going to be keeping from Luna's Kitties. And he's got this really, I don't know if you can see it, but he's got this really distinct pattern on his fur where there's like a circle with a little dot in the middle. It's kind of cool. And he's like, "What are you doing? I'm comfy." But yeah, he really likes to hang out with me. So and he just went right back to being comfy. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my takes on Shadow Tracker and Quick Kick. I did want to share one other thing with you tonight. On our military action game, this previous Monday, we had the event that happened where the heroes, the characters, the players, took down this beast from the G.I. Joe cartoon that I ended up calling Bio Viper Zero. It was just called Bio Monster in the original cartoon, so it made sense that it became Bio Viper. Wouldn't it do the same time? Wouldn't do it at the same time. I'd probably be doing all the old classic horror movies I've seen. That'd be cool, Jess, because we don't do those, And even if you did one of the same movies we've done, so what? If you love a movie, talk about it. Do your thing. Yeah, in MAG, what happened was they killed this thing, and Victor Gibson in the chat requested that. So I am live right now. So just so you know, Cool Gamer, I am live now. I did play a couple of videos, but I am live now. But yeah, and so what Victor Gibson did was he requested that I make a song off this about this monster that Jess Laws rendered so nicely. So Jess, you know what I'm talking about. But I ended up making this song, and it's called they call the creature Octobra, so that's the name of the song, and I'm gonna play it for you. And after that, I'll talk a little bit and then say goodnight, because we've been on almost 2 hours. So here is Octobra by the Fridays FDH Players.
Hold fast, don't drift. Hold fast, don't drift. Hold fast, don't drift. It sees. Boots on tile, no sound but breath. Power's on, but the place feels dead. Something's wrong. Don't say it.
return means they didn't leave. They were taken or burned. Cells all open, nobody's inside. Doors hang loose, but they won't slide. Calm still whisper through broken tone. You were with me, but you're alone. No alarms, no signs of breach. No reports within our reach. Everything stopped, just cut and gone. Like whatever happened moved along. Hold fast, don't drift. It seems. Step by step, keep it tight. Watch your corners, check your sight. No one talks, but we all know this ain't a place folks should go. Safety off, eyes ahead. Don't trust silence, trust the dread. If it moves, we take the shot. If it doesn't, maybe not. BioViper Zero. A splendid success. Proceeding to BioViper 1. MB. Reactor door with a steady glow. Heat down here, but the air runs cold. Floor is marked, but the lines don't hold. Like something dragged where it didn't go. Too many tracks, but they ain't the same. Nothing here moves like anything named. You feel it first before you see something alive where it shouldn't be. Hold fast, don't drift. It seems. Hold your ground, don't break line. We've come too far, we're out of time. Call it in, but keep it clean. Say exactly what you've seen. 8 arms strike from black below. Teeth where no teeth should ever grow. Now we know what hunts this place. October. October. Hold fast, don't drift. It
October, Friday's FTH players. As promised, hopefully Per and Victor will get a chance to see it. They were there for that. Christopher Works, I think, was too. I know the Tiger was, and she was in the game, and Red Power. So, and we had we had a lot of fun in that game. So, this Friday we got coming up. We got Fridays from the Hilt. We're going to be talking Top Gun. So it's the poll winner for April. Kick it off Action Month. We got some good movies we'll be talking about this month. Rush Hour and then the Thor triple feature, the third Friday of the month. And in 2 weeks we'll be back here for one more Joe Takes Classics for the season finale. And I won't leave you hanging. I will play at least one more extra a movie clip for G.I. Joe Lady Blood Right. Hopefully that will get me into the spirit and of finishing this movie up, so that by this summer or even sooner, I'll have this video ready, this movie, as it were, ready for you. And we'll have some fun together watching some G.I. Joe that I put together with my action figures, and have some fun. And we'll have to say goodnight to little Orion here. And we'll say goodnight to you and Logan out. Thank you so much for joining me in the chat. If you watching the replay, thank you. Jess, I appreciate you always being here, and Cool Gamer, appreciate you being here. We always have a good time together, and hopefully we'll be back on Friday. And we have do the like, share, subscribe thing for YouTube, super chats, and we have memberships and all that stuff. And yes, you know what? Jess, thank you. And good night, my friend. I would type it in the chat, but my hands are full, and I'm a typist, and it's typing one-handed. It's really buggy. But thank you all so much, and we'll see you next time. I'm going to play the Joe Takes outro, and we'll see you next time right here on Joe Takes Classics in 2 weeks for the season 2 finale. Sorry. We'll see then. We're going to be looking at Night Creepers and Falcon with Coral, the character Coral. So she's pretty cool. So, all right, we'll see you next time.
Logan's room full of Joe Take dreams. Crimson Guard with eyes on the team. Snake Eyes silent and mean, but tough to rile. Roadblock rhymes and cooks with style. The first shirt making with a plan. Cobra Commander schemes with his clan. Scarlet Sharp hits hard, flips fast. Destro's armor gleams from the past. Logan's G.I. Joe takes fierce and honest view. Red versus blue, it's up to you. Stay a while and listen for the consumerism. Logan's G.I. Joe's takes given with enthusiasm. Zartan shifting sneaks in disguise. Storm Shadow's blade cut through lies. Baron is cold with her deadly aim. Shipwreck laughs, wins the game. Doc's healing hand in the fray. Flint shotgun clears the way. Major Blood's battle cry echoes near. General Hawk leads, we cheer. From the hilt on YouTube, tune in for a day. Joe Takes to help you with your play. Let's put these characters to the test. Logan's the G.I. Joe gamer, plays it best. Yo, Joe, Cobra, let's go. Let's go. G.I. Joe takes fierce and honest view. Red versus blue, it's up to you. Stay a while